friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I am going to be putting together a spread using the February 2021 Stories by the Month kit from Ali Edwards. So for this spread, I wanted to tell the story of 10 things I love about my husband. So one day this week, we went on a walk as a family, and while we were out and about going through like the park of our downtown, I had us pause for a second so we could go, the two of us, and just take a couple of selfies by the river on our pathway, essentially. So all of these photos are from just this week, and they're just selfies of us. We were just being silly, and I told us to like have a serious face and smile and have a silly face and all those things. So that is where my pictures came from, which is just a visual aid to help in telling my story of 10 things I love about my husband. So what I am planning to do today is to have a full page of journaling. This is outside of the page protector, where I already typed up my journaling. I'm going to use these cardstock stickers that came in the kit as my bullet points for my journaling here. Then I'm going to put these photos as well as these heart chipboard pieces into a 2x2 page protector, and I'm just going to use this stamp set to create some background pieces for the hearts, and then also for the title piece up here, which I'm just going to have the title be Love You. And then that is going to be that. So what I'm going to do is put you on fast forward while I get this spread put together, and then once everything is done, we will slow back down and close out of this video for today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, so we are going to start off this spread by getting out all of my inks and the stamp set and just making a mess, which is really fun to do sometimes. I love to create my own backgrounds, and that's basically what we're going to do here. Is I'm going to take one of the heart stamps from the February Stories by the Month kit and use that to create my own background pattern for the journaling page, and then also to go behind those chipboard heart stickers. So what I am doing here is making some marks. I just used my ruler to make some marks so I could make sure that when I place down my tape here, which is just washi tape that I'm going to use to mask off my journaling, that I can make sure that I have it on there straight. Then I also added a piece of extra cardstock behind the paper. That way, when I stamp off of the top there, it doesn't make a mess on my stamping mat there. The mat that I'm using is actually one that is no longer in stock. They don't actually make it anymore. Sizzix, it was their stamper secret weapon, but there are a whole slew of stamping platforms and pads and things that you can get to help you with your stamping like this. You can also use a mouse pad, which that works out great too. It just is really nice to have something that has a little bit more give to it when you are stamping, because it helps for the impressions to come out a little bit more solid. So for my background pattern, I did it like this. So I used the Ali Edwards Pendleton Red, the Honeyman Pink, and the the Honeyman Yellow and the Astoria Pink. I wanted to get some variety in colors of reds and pinks and yellows. So I did first generation and second generation stamping. That just means that I inked up my stamp, stamped it on the paper, and then stamped it on the paper again. And it gives me two different shades of that color. So that's how I got this to have so much color in it. Now for the top of my page on the journaling side, I did all three colors. So the red, the yellow, and the pink. Honestly, I wish I would have done the 2x2s first, which is what I'm going to work on now, because ultimately I end up really liking just this pink color, the Astoria Pink, and then the Pendleton Red. And the red I actually stamp off first, and then I do a second generation and a third generation stamping. I like that it gives it a little bit subtler of a color on the paper, and that will honestly help the chipboard stickers, which you'll see here in a second. It helps them to pop off the page, whereas the other one was so busy that you could barely see the chipboard sticker on top. Now, if I would have done this first, then I probably would have had the top of my journaling portion match the 2x2s, but I didn't do that way. So I just have it like this and I'm fine with it. Like, it's okay. I'm not going to go and change it. I could have stamped a little section and then taped that across the top. And ultimately I was like, meh, I don't want to do that. So instead what I did is I grabbed some vellum. I trimmed it down so that it's the same size as that top portion. And then I'm just going to staple it onto the top of my journaling. So that's going to help mute down those colors and make them not so much, because it was a bit much, all of that color. So I attached the vellum with my tiny attacher there. I'm going to trim off the extra. You can already see that that's helping a ton for muting down the colors. And then I have the wood veneer title that says Love You, and I'm going to add that on top of the vellum. The vellum also really helps those to stand out as well, because with the background looking really frosted and then the title being really crisp, it allows it to be seen a little bit easier than if I had just placed it down on top of all of that vibrant color. So I attached this using some score tape. I just have 1/8 inch score tape. I added it to the back of those wood veneer, and then I will put those right on top of the vellum, and that should hold it down. That should hold it down just fine. Sometimes with something like this, I may have chosen to use redline tape instead, but I actually ran out of redline tape, so I need to order some next time I do some craft supplies ordering. So I think the score tape will end up being just fine. Next, I am going to add my cardstock stickers onto this page as bullet points. This is one of my favorite things to do with these circle cardstock stickers, is use them as a way to highlight your journaling on a page. Now, sometimes I will do my journaling to pertain to whatever the sticker says. This time I didn't. This time I just typed out, the 10 things that I love about my husband, and then just used those stickers as bullet points. And ultimately they're pretty squished together there. So it almost creates this like border on the left side of that page, which works just fine for me. Okay, so now we have the left side done, and we're going to start working on the right side. So this is where I'm going to determine which background I want to use. So I'm going to cut all of these into 2x2s. I've got these 6 2x2 photos that I took, and then I need 6 2x2s of each pattern. Now here again, I didn't quite stamp enough, so I just used the bottom portion. It's not totally filled in with stamping. Again, I don't care. It'll be just fine. And then I'm going to position everything here on the page protector. That's just to give me the right, orientation and whatnot. So first, I'm going to try the one that's got the same pattern as what I used on the opposite side. Now, in retrospect, another thing I could have done is I could have taken the vellum and cut out 6 2x2 squares of that, and then used, the vellum on top of the stamping, and then put the chipboard sticker on top of the vellum. So it could have been this layered effect, and that would have brought in all the colors too. I'm just now thinking about that, but it's okay. I still like how this turned out. I think it, all of the colors are there, so it's totally fine with me. So I went with this one that had the lighter reds and those pinks in there with no yellow. I'm just going to stick down all of those hearts. This kit came with 6 of them, so it worked out perfectly to just put them all on those 2x2 pockets, and then they are good to go inside the pocket. All right, friends, that finishes my spread for today, and I love the way that this one came together. I always enjoy having a reason to go and take pictures of my husband and I together. We don't do that nearly enough, so having a spread like this one where it focuses on him or on us, those are really great stories to get us out and taking pictures with one another. So on this spread, I wrote 10 things that I love about my husband, things like being able to talk about everything, that he is so willing to help out, that he's the one who's really cuddly, that we can agree on almost everything, that he's an awesome dad, and more. There's a lot of writing here, so I'm not going to read it all because I think that would take way too long. But I will have that close-up images on my Instagram if you do want to see what I wrote about Aaron in this spread. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this one come together, and maybe this will encourage you to tell a story about somebody important in your life and the reasons why you love them. If you enjoyed this video, I would love a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of the content I have coming your way in the future. I am going to be back again on Wednesday with my next Project Life spread in my 2021 album. I will also have a process video for a spread in my 2017 coming out tomorrow on Tuesday, which will be available on my Mighty Network. So if you go down in that description box below, you can click on the link there. That will take you over to the Mighty Network, where I do an exclusive Tuesday video working in an older Project Life album. Otherwise, I will see you back here on Wednesday. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day, a fantastic start to your week, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye now.